Dad with the phone?
What do you got going on?
Not much. I am in Palmer Lake.
Palmer Lake. You're out.
Palmer Lake.
You just chilling, or is that where you live?
Nope, that's where we live.
Nice. That's a pretty area. What are you thinking about today? Why'd you call in?
Oh, because it pops up as a notification on my YouTube. So I just had a quick question and wanted to see what you thought.
Absolutely.
All of the search, and it's on the Gannon Stout case.
Okay.
So all the searching that they did up here, is that where they found the board and the sock was up here by me?
I don't know because they haven't released that information as far as what they found where. I think a lot of what they were doing up there was following some of the GPS stuff, and there was probably a lot of some GPS notifications up there. I'm not sure if they did a search up there around that private property because somebody tipped them off, like they knew that that's where Tisha had been up to someone's property up there, or if it was because somebody called in a tip about something. They had, like, I don't know at this point how many tips they've had, but at that point I think they had like 600 tips called in.
Right. Yeah, it just, so, and I haven't really paid attention much lately because I've had a lot of other stuff going on. So what's the next court appearance?
Right now it's scheduled for April 14th, but what I believe is going to end up happening is they're going to cancel that or postpone it. They're postponing a lot of the court dates.
What's the purpose of the court appearance?
That purpose is just what they call a status hearing, just to see, really, it's really like, hey, are you guys ready to go into the pretrial phase? Are you ready to go into motion hearings? It's not even like there's anything that's going to come out of that other than the defense attorney and the prosecuting attorney saying, okay, we're ready to move forward. We're ready or to ask for more time, stuff like that.
So I was also wondering, like with the Chris Watts case, they released all of those videos from like the different interrogations or interviews or whatever you want to call them. And did they only do that because he had already confessed and was going to plead guilty? Or, I mean, at any point, can we imagine seeing those for Tisha?
Yeah, if it goes in front of a judge. So, like in Chris Watts' case, that evidence probably went in front of a judge after he confessed, because they have to use that as evidence to get that, like, the judge to approve that plea deal, And so once it's seen in front of a judge, it becomes public knowledge or public record. And so unless the judge himself seals the record after the fact, if they use evidence against Tisha in court, it will be public record. They can withhold it if they want to. I mean, it's really up to the judge.
Right.
Yeah, but it once it goes in front of the judge has to have a reason to withhold it. So I would anticipate that if they use interrogation videos against Tisha, like where they've talked to her and stuff, then
right.
I would assume that I would assume that we'll be able to see those, or people will be able to get that with the discovery.
Okay, well, those are just random questions that I had, and I just saw an opportunity to talk to the guy who's normally talking to me through the YouTubes or whatever.
Yeah, so awesome. Well, thanks for giving me a call. And how close did you live to the search area there?
I'm right across from Walmart, so I'm at 105, right where 105 meets I-25.
Yep, gotcha.
But I work at the Palmer Lake Pub, so.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, thanks for the call. We'll talk to you later.
Yep, have a great day.
You too. You're listening to Dad with a Phone. Call in only. So if you got questions, you got things you want to ask, you want to yell at me, I got a lot of hater reviews going up right now, and I've tried to invite them on, but most of them don't want to come on and yell at me over the phone. So but I like when they leave a good. Y'all go leave a review on my Facebook page. Pum pum pum. Mr. Potty Mouth. What do y'all? Is he in? Is Mr. Potty Mouth in here? Am I missing it? I must not be. I must not be seeing all the chats. I don't even care though. The more he. Oh, here we go. We got another call. You're live with Dad with a phone.
Hi, Dad with the phone. This is Rochelle. I'm in Enid, Oklahoma.
Well, how are
Hey,
you
how are
doing?
you?
Good.
I'm great. Yourself?
I'm doing good. I had a great day with my kids, and yeah, it's been a good day.
Awesome. I listen to you all the time, and I'm actually originally from Colorado, but I'm here in Oklahoma for now. But anyways, I was calling because, and this you may have already had this question, but I was wondering, have you heard what Letitia's family, if they are still um, backing her, or I mean, have you heard anything
Really,
about?
Letitia's family's Al. I mean, she's been married to Al for 5 years, and then she has Harley, as the daughter. But as far as like her mom, dad, sisters, all of that, I really haven't really paid much attention to see if they're commenting a lot on Facebook or commenting, because they didn't show up at the court appearances. I know that. And so um yeah, so when I think of, Letitia, I think, she's been married to Al for the last 5 years. So it's been his family that's been her family. I talked to Al's
Right.
brother, and Al's brother's like, I've had this woman in my house, you know, they stayed
Yeah.
under my roof. And so, I don't know how much of her family was in contact with. There's rumors that maybe her family helped her, and that's maybe why they haven't been talking. But yeah, I haven't seen any support or any um well, whatever the word would be, like repercussions from her family. So I haven't seen them
Right.
for or against either way.
Right. And you're probably gonna get hate when I say this, so I apologize. But it was I guess it was kind of nice not to see her get support at court. I mean, I don't know, and maybe they weren't there for other reasons, but
I don't know. If we're looking at this through the lens of the judicial system, she's innocent until proven guilty.
right,
And so you don't ever want to see, that was the one thing, win, lose, or draw, on some other cases where I saw families stand by their, people. Sheila Frazee would come to every court appearance of Patrick Frazee, and she was Patrick's mom, and she may or may not have had prior knowledge of what her son had done, but
right,
she stood next to, she was there in
yeah.
support of her son. So
And like
I
I
don't
said,
feel
yeah,
sorry for
yeah,
her. Yeah, I don't feel sorry for Letitia as far as that goes.
yeah. And I know what you're saying there, exactly. Yeah, because if it was your child, regardless, yeah. I guess you're right. You're right. But
So
and also, I just want to say, Landon has been superior through this whole thing. She has just carried herself just amazing, and I am just, I just give that lady so much, you know.
absolutely, it's good.
Yeah.
This is very few people have an understanding of what the parents are going through, and
Oh, and
and so
Al and
for
Landon
yeah.
they have just, I mean, seriously, just been so classy, and I don't know, down with the phone, I'd probably be ghetto, okay? So I'm just, I'm glad that they've not sinked down to that level.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
Well,
You have
thank
a
you.
wonderful day.
You too. We'll talk
All
to you
right.
later.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Phone calls are coming in. I hope y'all can hear everything. um I hope y'all are able to. I don't have my microphone hooked in. I just have my little computer I'm working with here. So if hopefully everything can be heard and y'all can hear the phone calls. Oh, we got a call coming in from South Carolina. You're live with Dad with a phone.
Hi, Dad, with the phone.
Hi.
I was just calling. I know that the lady that just was on the phone, she was talking, and she was wondering how the family is feeling in regards to this. And I have talked with a family member, and they believe that she has been framed.
Are you talking about you've talked to one of Letitia Stock's family members?
Yes.
Like, and you're calling. I saw you were calling from South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Who do they think are framing her?
They believe that because she was asked to leave the house, and other people were allowed to still continue to stay in the house, that she was framed.
But she was asked to leave the house after all this started.
Correct.
Yeah, and she was also asked to, I believe, asked to leave the house after the video from the neighbor surfaced.
It was before that.
Okay. Are you sure that it was before when the family saw that video? Because I know that the family saw that video long before the media released it. So you have to understand,
What you're saying, I get what you're saying. No,
you
it was not before it was on the news. It was before that time frame of where they're asking where she was at between those couple of days. If anyone's seen her.
seen who?
Tisha?
Yeah, I think she got kicked out like on the 31st.
Yes, I believe you're correct.
Yeah, so and the neighbor's video, I believe, was in the hands of the police, and I believe the police and Al and
Had already seen it and they asked for it not to be released.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I don't think she got kicked out until after they saw that video, and and they kind of feel like they caught her in a lie.
Right, I understand that completely. I'm just saying that the information that she is portraying is she's been set up.
Oh, you mean
Now,
to her family?
yes, so
Yeah.
That's what they believe. Like
I
she's
got
telling
you.
them, I did not do this. I've been set up.
I
Now
got
you
you.
have to realize how far they are. And as a mother, I believe your child. You're always going to think your child's innocent. And even if you don't, you probably stand behind them through the storm, and you have to love them regardless, and not condone their behavior.
And you
And
feel like
so,
that's why the family's Letitia's family's kind of back now. Let me clear this for people who are listening. You know Letitia's family,
yes,
and so you know them personally. Did you know Letitia?
yes,
Okay, and so what you're saying is her family is telling you that she's saying she's been framed, and they believe her.
right.
Okay. Yeah, I just want people to understand what you're saying, because I don't want people to think what do you believe? Since
What the
since you
media is
know
telling you,
what?
what the media is saying.
Yeah,
If it
you
walks like
believe
a
she's
duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
yeah, so you're not in agreement with she's been framed.
Right.
Okay. The reason I'm making this clear is because I don't want people to attack you. And we're live, and people are asking, "What do you mean she's been?" So the caller doesn't believe Letitia's been framed, but you have been
Absolutely.
you've been in contact with her family. At least that's what you're saying to us, and that her family is telling you that she's saying she's been framed, and so my question would be: is who's framing her?
Well, her number one attack dope in all this situation, and who she is extremely jealous of, is. And so that would be, it's not Al, but she's jealous of where Al's attention is focused.
Yeah, but what you're saying is then that, and I absolutely would never agree with that the mother,
Absolutely
you
not.
know what I'm
You
saying? So
can't.
like what you're saying, like it would be one thing for someone to say,
Right, and
There's
that's why I
somebody
can't even
here,
say it. I
somebody
can't
the
even say the name
yeah, yeah,
because
no, I
that's the way
understand.
I feel. Like
No,
this
no,
is
no,
so
I
absurd.
understand.
Like
Yeah.
I can't even look at it that way, and that's why I can't go. Like I can listen to what they have to say,
Yeah,
and
I would not, I couldn't understand. I would never be able to understand the family saying that. Now, if the family was like, oh, Letitia has an ex husband or an ex, whatever, or a lover or whatever, I could say, well, yeah, maybe there's some kind of squirrel, some three, love triangle, and Gannon got caught in the middle of it. But I don't think that's the case. And so,
right, and I
yeah.
think that too. There's a lot of, and this is only me saying, and I hate to be this way, but I believe, in my honest opinion, that a lot of people are pushing that from her family because there was a lot more involved in the people coming back from Colorado. You know what I mean? Like there was more people. It wasn't just Letitia who drove from Colorado Springs to
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach.
Okay. But so what you're saying is, okay, so now you're saying that she had help.
I'm saying I believe that's why the family is rallying for her in the way that they are, and saying that they believe she's been set up and
Because,
because they don't want the attention that is being thrown. Well, who was with her when she drove back?
well, that,
Nobody's seen her stop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but what I'm thinking is, okay, so, they're asking where she was at between February 3rd and February 5th, which means they
correct.
know where she's at on some other times, but they're trying to figure out and pinpoint that particular set of a couple of days, because that's when they think she was through what is it, Pace, Florida, where Gannon was found. And so what you're saying is, though, that you believe she was with the caravan of people. Now, I know that's the story she tells, but is that the truth? Like, where do you get that information that she was with more people?
The family has told me who was with her. Not
Who?
as far as like who was with her in Colorado Springs.
So who was with?
I'm not going to
Yeah,
say that who was in the caravan, but they had to get back somehow. Now,
well,
I'm not going to say that they were with her because I don't know. I was not there. But
gotcha.
I will say I know which one of the family members were with her in Colorado Springs when they came for her to support her during this time.
And when did they
Now,
arrive?
the day after Landon,
So, and Landon arrived. I'm not 100% sure what day Landon arrived, but I
the
guess,
same day that the news reported him missing.
okay, so that would have been the 27th. So, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So they came the day after, which would have been let's for
28th.
the 28th. Yeah. The news reported him missing the 27th. I think Letitia reported him missing like late evening 26, or maybe on like maybe not. I don't know. Maybe she reported on the 27th, and then the news did a little bit later, but um, okay. So you're saying some of her family came out here. They also then, well, did they fly out or drive out? Do you know
I
that?
believe they flew.
Yeah. So if they flew out, and then I would assume then some of them probably
Flew
flew
back.
flew back, and then you're saying that some of them also drove back with her.
Right, because there was two vehicles that went back with her. The moving van
Well, yeah, but
and
where are you getting that info?
as far as what the two vehicles that were brought back
Yeah.
from Spencer from Colorado Springs, and the one that interviewed her, and he showed like the vehicles, the van, their personal vehicle, and then the news van was behind.
Yeah, I'm wondering though. I just wondered because a lot of us have information that, like, yeah, we're assuming that that's her moving van. You know, or that her daughter comes out of a moving van or out of a vehicle, when they're doing that interview. There's just a lot that people are assuming with when it comes to her travel, that she could have drove to Florida by herself, drove back, and been back here, and so
Right. That's why I said I can't speculate.
yeah,
I hate to do that, but if you ask me, I feel like that's why her family
is
is
backing her.
rallying behind her to protect their own name.
Yeah, and it would make sense though, right? If, let's say, I'm a family member of Letitia and I drive from Colorado Springs to South Carolina with her, and we don't ever even go through Florida, right? And then all of a
Right.
sudden the news breaks that, well, on one aspect, I would be thinking, well, the defense is going to have to call them, because if these people were with her on the drive back, they've got to testify to something. So the question would be is, could Letitia have gone to Florida in this little 3-day span where no one knew where she was at? You know, and so I don't know. I'm not saying that they didn't drive to Florida with her. I'm not saying that she didn't go right through or drive to South Carolina with her and she didn't go right through Florida. Obviously, the cops are looking at it as somehow she was traveling through Florida or in Florida, and they wanted to know information. I think we're going to get more and more information. Not this trial date, not the status hearing, but I think the pre-trial, either pre-trial or motions, we're going to hear a lot more, because we're going to hear some circumstantial evidence and we're going to hear some different things that come out in the pre-trial that may not even go to trial, and that's only if she doesn't plea before then, so.
Right. I don't think she will plea.
And because you think she continues to sell this story to her family that she's been framed.
Right. And she's not going to change her grounding of what her initial statement of what happens is going to be her story till the end.
Yep. No, if that's the case. Well, the problem is though, is her story has changed a little bit already.
Yeah, it's changed a little bit, but the way her story is going to change a little bit because she's not going to remember everything that she said, and she's not going to remember in those details, and so it's going to be more and more, and then she's going to try to lean it to make you believe the way she thinks, the way she's trying to portray you to, because you got to realize she's trying to manipulate. So she's going to use her wording differently to try to make you believe what she's saying.
So do you live in the same, I'm just changing subjects. I agree with you. Do you live in the same area as Letitia kind of grew up in?
Yeah, just, thank you, baby. Sorry, that was my son. You come out. I don't live in the area in which she grew up in.
I gotcha. I'm wondering.
I live in an area where she spent the latter part of her
Okay.
time, like towards where Gannon and Landon live.
I gotcha. Do you know Landon?
No, I don't.
Okay, but you know Letitia and you know her family. Any chance her family would talk to me?
You may get her sister too, Amy.
Do you have her sister? Don't put her contact info out. Do you have her sister's contact info?
I can probably attain that for you.
Well, I would. Yeah, cool. That would be cool. You can message me or text me at this number, or you could even just, if you get a hold of her, if you get a hold of someone that gets a hold of her sister, I would definitely talk with her sister. And
because see, that's how okay, so I know, even though I don't live where Tisha grew up, I live in an area where she moved to, which is kind of close. It's not far. It's not a far drive. And my significant other is from the same area as her.
I got you. Gotcha.
And so when I say that I know Tisha from an aspect of, okay, if you go there to where they're from, everybody kind of knows everybody. And it's a very tight-knit community. But the thing about it is like if you're in gatherings, like if I have a cookout at my house,
Yes.
everybody's going to come by.
Okay.
Like other families are going to come by. Their group of people is going to come by. So it would be more along the lines of like a cookout and things like that.
So you've seen her at a cookout or something like that. Some family gatherings, not that you were friends with her, but you've seen her around.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And I more so know a family member of hers
Gotcha.
than I do her.
Gotcha.
But I just know her from that family member.
No, I understand. No, I understand that. It makes sense. So, hey, well, anything else? I mean, that's an interesting take. I haven't really heard from any of the family, and I haven't read too much. And so to hear that they feel or are listening to her give this story about being framed, I no, I find it interesting. So
Right, but I mean, I know you're. It's one of those things where, what would you believe if it was your brother or sister?
I don't know. I think it has to be. I think that's an individual question.
Right, and you never know how you're going to act or what you're going to do until you're in that situation.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so, you know, just because a family member may believe her may not make them guilty.
Oh no,
But
no,
to
I
have
understand.
hope, you know, that please let me know that my sister did not do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to believe that the person I shared a bedroom with would not be capable of this.
No, I understand. It's got to be incredibly crazy.
Right.
To be in that situation.
That's all I had to say. I just wanted to, you know, kind of give a little insight there as far as what they think.
Well, thank you for the call, and yeah, if you somehow come across info and they'll talk to me, I would definitely love to talk to them.
Okay.
All right.
I'll see what I can do for you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. There are some that believe that she could be framed. I don't believe that, just so you guys know. My wife brought me a burger. Pretty stoked right now. I just took a big bite. Call in show with Dad. I ain't rambling. I'm taking phone calls. If you want to talk, you can call in. Otherwise, I'm eating. That was a crazy call. I hope I don't get a hold of T-Bag's family. I don't know if I want to talk to them. If you want to call, my number's at the bottom. I'm going to take another bite. Oh. West Florida. You're live with Dad with a phone. Hey. Hello, I'm here. You're gonna have to put me. You're gonna have to put me on mute.
Okay, put the iPad on mute.
Yeah, put your iPad on mute.
Hold on. Oh God.
Yeah. I can hear you, but you need to mute your other thing. Have you muted it? Yep, you're good now. So where are you calling from? What do you got on your mind?
I'm calling from Florida, man. Oh wait.
No, you're not good.
Wait. I'm low. All right.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
I'm
hear
sorry.
you. We can hear
Yeah.
you. So you're
I
calling
want you
from
to-
Florida?
I'm from Florida, yeah. I want you to eat your burger, though.
Well, what do you got to say? What do you got to say?
I just got to say, I live in Florida. I've been following the story. It's unbelievable. It's sickening. And my heart goes out for Landon, even the father. I mean, of course, and the daughter, the young daughter, and Harley. And I just think that the world hopefully will be a better place because it's so sad, with some of these people that feel that they can be that way to children and get away with it. And I hope that the laws change with, the sentencing on the things that they do to these innocent children. And it just breaks my heart. And I can't believe I'm speaking to you. I just happened to see you online, and
Well, you're talking to Dad with a phone right now. The world's listening.
Yeah.
So, no, I agree with you. It's almost impossible to understand a situation like this. It's almost impossible for someone to even fathom the things that went on. And so, no, I understand and feel you.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
well, thanks for your call.
Thank you so much. And like I said, I live in Florida now, and I know where that is. I live. But anyway,
Yep.
thank you so much for everything you do.
Oh, thank you for calling. We'll talk to you
God
later.
bless you and your family.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
There you go. Call from Florida. Oh, I'm going to take another bite, put y'all on mute until I get a call. You're live with Dad with the phone.
Is this Dad with the phone?
This is Dad with the phone. What's going
Hey, this is Sue Gross calling. I want to know, do they let people go in there with light offenses so they can whoop that woman's ass?
on? Somebody asked me the other day what they could do to get thrown in jail with Tisha.
Yeah. What kind of charge can you get up there so you can get in there?
You know,
I'm serious.
well,
She needs a good old country ass whooping.
she needs a good old country ass whipping.
Yeah. I'm willing to give it to her. I'm Big Bertha.
I bet you could get in there with maybe a drunken, disorderly, public intoxication, public disturbance. You could just go knock on the door and ask them if you can have a few minutes with her.
You think they'll let me do it?
They might let you in there.
I ain't gonna harm her to the point, where to, deadlier, but I'll give her a good enough ass whooping on behalf of the Bullard family.
All right. Well, there you go.
Up.
You got me cracking up, that's for sure.
She needs a good ass whooping. I can't sleep because of this. Ever since I heard about the story of Gannon, I've been wanting to hurt her from day one.
No, I understand. It's a hard story to listen to and a hard story to really follow, and so it is crazy.
Yeah. Well, she needs somebody like me to go in there and whoop her ass. Because I'm going to let her know while I'm whooping it what I'm whooping her for. Each lick I give her is going to be each time she hurt that baby.
No, I understand. Well, thank you for your call, and maybe
And
one
thank you
day.
for accepting it.
What? Oh, thanks for
Thank you for
accepting it.
accepting
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, maybe one day Letitia will be able to listen to this. You know, they let prisoners watch Netflix and get on computers. Maybe one day they'll be listening and Letitia will hear that you wanted to come kick her ass. So
Yeah, and ain't she waiting on your apology? She said we owe her an apology. No, she owes us an apology.
absolutely. Hey, well, thanks again for calling. We'll talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, I love some callers. Great callers. I got people calling, so I'm sure it's going to be quick. I'm going to take a quick bite. My wife can make some good food, I'm telling you. Uh-oh. Shellytown, Texas. You're live with Dad with a phone. You got to turn it down, though. Hello? Hello? You there?
Hello?
You there?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
I just have a question. Do you think you can get an exclusive interview with her with T-Bag?
I doubt she's going to talk to me. She may talk to someone depending on how much money she needs, because some news organizations, I know like Dateline, um, they'll pay money to get interviews with people like Teabag. They tried to pay Patrick Frazee some money to do an interview, and he took their money, but he never did the interview. Oh yeah, so there was a news organization that paid and put money on Patrick Frazee's books, and he said, "Yeah, I'll do an interview with you." And then after they put the money on the books, he never did the interview. So,
oh my God, I didn't know they.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't know they could do that.
Oh yeah. There'll be people trying to contact Teabag. There'll be people trying to contact, all kinds of different criminals. Whether it be through mail or be through a phone call. But no, they try to get interviews with them. I doubt she would do an interview with me unless I was able to, I don't know, come up with some funds to get that interview. And I don't know that I would be willing to pay that girl anything.
Hi, Dad, with the phone. My name is Letitia, but I'm not Teabags. Anyway, I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado, but I moved to Arizona with my daughter when I retired. I was just in the county jail. Tisha is being put away from individuals. She's in a total separate part of the county jail. She's not in Alpha. She's not in the pod. She's not nowhere. She's being isolated. So if someone were to get into the county jail to whoop her, they're not going to get too far. They have to be isolated just like Tisha is.
So you think she's in like a segregated pop with like the child molesters or something?
Yeah, she is not in general population because I was just in the Alpha dorm. And
Okay.
I was in there just for a warrant for a traffic ticket out of Kansas. And I did 5 days in the county, and they're not even the how it's working in CJC is you're
if you have a criminal history, they house you as in your history. Like, it's a point system. So if you're at a very high point, you'll go into an alpha, be locked down for 24, and then get an hour out once in a while. But they're locked down. And then when you go into the towers to like Charlie or Delta or any of those, you're in a dorm with all of the women. She was never in any general population when I was in there, and that was 2 weeks ago. So no one even knew where she was at in the county jail. They just kept on saying she was locked down. So I don't know if she was in like the lower dorm part where, you know, it's like suicide watch, really high security, but I was in there for a traffic ticket. So I was in general population.
Gotcha.
In the alphas. So
what you're saying is, don't go do something stupid to try to get put in jail with her.
yeah, because you're not going to get to her. A lot of females in there know what she did to that boy, and everybody wants a piece of her, and no one's going to get a piece of her because no one knows where she's at. She's like in a secured location in the county jail. So you literally have to be in there for murder or some type of other behavioral issues to be locked down in cells on the other part of the jail that you only go there if you're not coming back out.
Gotcha.
Type of a situation. Because I was in general population with all the females, and they won't even escort other females with her. When they escort her, they know that they're only escorting Tish, and that's it. No one else is allowed like in the main lobby areas and going towards court or any of that. Like, no one knows what part of the jail she's in.
Gotcha.
But if someone's in there, they're going to get her.
Somebody will eventually get her for sure, right?
Yeah, especially what she did to Gannon.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks for your call and that little bit of insight.
No problem. Have a good one, Dad.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There you go. There's a little bit of insight for you exclusively on Dad with a Phone right there. Man, this call-in show's doing good. Thanks, guys, for joining. I'm still taking calls. I'm going to grab a bite while I wait for my next call. You're live with Dad with a Phone. Hello?
Hey, Dad.
How are you doing? Who's this?
This is Michelle from North Carolina. How are you?
Doing good, Michelle. So you're calling all the way from North Carolina. What's going on there today?
I talked to you back with Patrick Tracy trial, and I'm glad to talk to you again.
Nice.
My thing is, we have got to do something about this anti-GWAP page. It is sickening. Those fake friends of Alan Redden that just met him afterwards, the guy that called and cussed you.
Yeah.
Now, I joined that group just to spy, and they're wanting everybody to come and leave you bad reviews. They're saying all kinds of things.
Well, you know, I don't mind a few haters, but you know what you can do is you can just go give me a review, a good review. So, you know, let them leave their bad reviews. It'll expose all who they are. And I'm not worried. I know I got a lot of love at Dad with a Phone, but no, they spend a lot of time talking about me, don't they?
Yes, they do. And I hate it for you because you are a wonderful guy. You have stood up for victims when they had no voice. You're standing up for Landon and Al, and these people who call themselves
call themselves a friend of Landon and Al are doing nothing but hurting them.
No, I absolutely think so in the long run and stuff. And listen, I have I have zero issue with Landon and Al. I have zero issue with the family. I haven't most of this is coming from, the guy who called me or whatever. And I think people that have already, he's already kind of exposed himself, and so it doesn't hurt my feelings though, because I'm telling you, they are giving me advertisement for free. People hear about me, and like they're going around telling people to come give me a bad review. People have come over and listened, and then wrote me nice messages saying, hey, we hadn't heard about you, but we're watching all your videos, thank you so much. So I don't worry about it too much. I really, it doesn't get to me. So like, if they think they're somehow getting to me, I feel bad for them, because they just haven't watched long enough. If you watched during the Kelsey case and talked to me during Patrick Frazee case, then and saw things happen like this before. You already know that people try to do this. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, so for me, it's like, this isn't my first rodeo. This ain't my last rodeo. I'm gonna be around long after Letitia goes to jail. Long after when there's another Gannon, there's another kid, there's another daughter, there's another mother, there's some other victims. I'm gonna bring light to their cases, and we're gonna make noise for them so that they don't go to the wayside. And so, I understand some of the aggravation and some of the things they've said as far as it goes, but I never once contacted the family until the family contacted me. I never reached out to anybody until they had already contacted me. So it is what it is. I feel sorry for people though that have that kind of, like, I don't know, like they let that hate or whatever it is, they let it rule their life. But anyway, thanks for the call.
And they're even trying to say that you got somebody fake to pretend to be Al's brother to talk to you. How ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I actually didn't release that entire phone call because, out of respect to the family, and out of respect to Al, and out of respect to Alex, his brother. And I can guarantee you it's his brother. I 100% know it's his brother. I've done the check myself. But I may just release the whole damn phone call just so people can hear it, because like at this point now, if people are saying, oh, they're speaking for the family and they're speaking for the family, well, I don't want to contact the family. I don't want to talk to the family. I don't want to have anything to do with the family. I don't even care. It's not that I don't care about them. I don't care what any total stranger wants to say, because you know what? Again, there's another Gannon already. There's another missing kid. There's another missing baby. And so people don't understand that the victim after victim after victim after victim. And, some people are going to let little snakes in the grass in their life. And I think that's what these people have done, is snake their way into some people's life. And they are evil little snakes. And I wouldn't want to be associated with them. So if they're associated,
and I hope Landon and Al see their true friends, as they people call themselves, Bobby and whatever his name is, call themselves Landon and Al's true friends. I hope Landon and Al see how these people are acting and being. I would cut them off, just flat out off.
No, I understand. It's sometimes, but here's the deal. We have to just keep Al and Landon in our prayers, because we do not know what they're going through, and there's
exactly.
We could try to explain things to them, and we could try. I don't even want to explain. I'm not even asking for them to understand. I'm asking for them to be blessed. I'm asking for their life to take on something special that I don't even know what's coming, because they're going through something right now that, man, if all of our hearts ache, if all of our hearts are in pain and ache for this family, imagine how they feel. And so my hope,
I don't even want to imagine how it feels to lose a child. I don't
Yeah.
even want to.
No, I understand. People have asked me,
Ugh.
my son asked me one time about what would you do, Dad, if somebody did that to Ella? And I had to tell my son, I don't want to talk about that. This is something we don't talk about, because it will
Yeah.
take you into places that you don't even know exist. And so, no, it's incredibly tough. And so I would say we just keep them in our prayers, and I am okay if the family's offended with me, if the family's upset at me, if these guys are speaking for the family, I'm okay with it. They can be upset at me, and I can take it. Like, I can take that grief, because sometimes people just get angry in their grief, and I understand that. I absolutely understand it. And so, yeah, so it's one of those things where I don't want to offend them. I don't even have to continue to, I don't even want to have communication with them. I'm at a point now that if this is who they want speaking for them, then they can continue to speak for them. But I don't let that dictate what I do. So
Exactly. And please don't let it, because you are doing a great thing. I realized that from the beginning of the Kelsey trial case. I have followed you since then, and I have the utmost respect for you. Actually, I want a wrench. I want an admin for you. What can I do to get to do that? Give me something I can do to earn it.
Do what?
Give me something I can do to earn it.
Oh, I don't know.
Petition, or what can I do?
No, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay. I don't need anything. So, but thank you for your
But
call.
Can I admin?
What?
Can I admin?
Can you admin? I am very selective with my admins, because I don't know who is who. So I only the only admins I have right now are people that I've met, like that I've known. So
Well, I can't meet you in North Carolina. I don't come to. I've never been to Colorado.
well, you'll have to make a trip one day. You're missing it.
Oh, if I was rich, I would. I would love to see Colorado. That's for sure.
Hey,
I would love
you
to
can
see
fly
it.
here right now for like $100.
Yeah. If I wasn't a single mom, I would.
No, I understand. Hey, thanks for your call.
I would like to travel nurse, and Colorado is on my list of where I would like to be a travel nurse at.
Awesome. Hey, thank you so much for your
admin.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Everybody want to be an admin. Hey, I'm going to take another bite. All right. Well, I just finished my burger. God, I love my wife. She can cook. She is a cook and a half. There's been a pretty good call. They've been pretty good call-in show today. Hey, thanks for watching Dad with a Phone. Listen, if you don't know where to find me, you can find me at the links on the screen: TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Dad with the Phone, except for my Twitter, is Michael E. Dalton. That's me for real, by the way. That's the real Michael E. Dalton, the real Dad with a Phone. You can find my links below. If you've enjoyed what you've been listening to for the last few minutes and you want to throw some change in the bucket, This is where all the haters get on me. They'll be like, he asking for money. I'm not asking for anything. I'm giving you the opportunity to give. If you want to give to Dad with the phone, you can put some money in the bucket at the bottom of the screen. It comes directly to me. I don't pay any corporations out and anything, but if you want to give, I'm not asking. If you want to give, because so many people have asked before, how can we give? If you can't give, you're not in a situation to give. Listen, oh, dang it. I got to take this one because they've been calling. We'll be back. Just 1 second. We're going to take this call. You're live with Dad with a phone.
Hello?
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Who am I talking to?
My name is Alex, and I'm from West Virginia.
Nice. So what's on your mind?
I have a weird question, but I don't know if you believe in this or not, but do you think that she could have, like, I don't know, when I was looking at her in that court footage where she was, like, talking to the judge over the video, she looked possessed. Like, she didn't look right in the eyes and the face. Like, I don't know. So I've kind of been thinking, I wonder if there's another element to all of this. Not that it makes it her not, like, responsible, but you know what I mean.
So you think she had like demon possession?
I don't know I don't know because I don't know a lot about that, but I do know that her eyes were freaking scary looking. Like, she didn't look right. Like, most people, I don't know. Have you seen? You know what I'm talking about?
Well, no, I understand. She definitely didn't look right, and I understand that, you know. But what would you expect out of someone who is being accused of, yeah, being accused, or at least is capable of doing that? Like, wouldn't that be what we expected? You'd be like, man, these people are demon possessed.
Yeah, you're totally right. Like, even when you see certain serial killers and, they all kind of look like that, and you'd have to be out of your mind to some extent or actually out of your mind all the way to be able to do something like that. But I don't know, it's just kind of something I was thinking about. Like, I wonder, or maybe she's like severely mentally ill. I don't know. Like I said, I think she still deserves punishment because what she did was so wrong. I have an 11-year-old son. Like, when they did the press conference before the body was found, but saying he was dead, I cried tears going to bed that night because it was just so heartbreakingly sad. But I don't know, it's just weird. I'll be anxious to see if she gets like a psychological evaluation. And
I'm sure that they're going to do something like that. The only problem is we have interviews with her, right? So we got to listen to her try to tell her story, right? She did that with Spencer. She did that in the phone call that I released. And so when, if it was her keeping quiet or her saying like some really crazy things that are, just out of the blue, I could sit here and believe maybe somehow that she had some mental illness or not. But she was very coherent. She was very aware of what she was saying. She was intentionally saying some lies and some different things that, have come out to be false. So, I'm not letting her off with I'm not going to say she's not crazy or she's not demon possessed, but I'm not going to let her off with some sort of mentally insane kind of train of thought, because she was very much coherent in the things that she said in that interview.
Yeah, you're right.
And even Spencer said, listen, she could turn it on and off. She turned on the tears. She turned them off. And so, like, there was one point in that interview where she thought it was going to be cut up. And she's like, are we still recording? And then all of a sudden she put on her voice, and that's more of a planned psychopath, not mentally ill, but somebody that's just crazy. So,
yeah, like a sociopath that doesn't have feelings, or
yeah. Hey, thanks for calling.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll talk to you later. You're live with Dad with a phone.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
Kentucky.
So what do you got on your mind today?
Well, my name is Olivia B. I have a question. I also wanted to add in with the possessed look, especially when the judge was reading, her first appearance when she was, the judge was reading through the screen.
Yeah.
Her head kind of turned and looked like it was going to spin off. I mean, it really did. And I'm not just saying that because she killed someone. It honestly looks scary.
No, she doesn't. She looks like a witch.
Yeah, it literally, and it's not just, it's just kind of like, wow. I don't see it in the pictures I see of her like beforehand. I don't see that evil eye, but I assume when you kill somebody, something probably comes over your body and you feel it. I mean, that's just assuming that. But I do appreciate you covering the cases, and you're really funny at times. Sometimes you're a dad with fun.
What is that trying to say? Like sometimes I'm just dad humor and not really funny.
No.
I'm
You're
just
pretty
messing.
funny.
I'm messing
You're
with
funny.
you.
You just sometimes get yourself in just a little bit of trouble, but not enough to where you're in a lot of trouble. But
Oh yeah, you gotta keep everybody on edge a little bit.
Yeah, keep them on their toes so they're watching. But I really appreciate it, and I did put some stuff in your little change cup.
Thank you.
And you're welcome, and thank you for bringing us the information. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You're awesome. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Well, I'm ending with that call because that one needs to be end on. See? Somebody put something in my change cup at the bottom of the screen. You're awesome. Thank you guys for joining today. Thanks for joining Dad with the Phone. This has been a random. Yeah, you wish. You wish. If you were calling from South Carolina, I might answer. But not today, Ohio. You're not going to keep me on all day. Hey, thanks for watching. It's actually been really fun. This has been a really great show. Can't believe we got a call from someone who knows Letitia's family, because those are great questions. We haven't really heard what Letitia's family thinks. Maybe they'll speak out, maybe they won't. They definitely, I do believe people are honest, and I believe that somebody has sent some info, or called in and knows the family and kind of gave us a little insight into what Letitia's telling them. And so we'll see what happens. Again, thanks for watching. Find me at all the links below. We'll see ya.